Hello there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Angie Oldenburg, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Welcome back. I'm going to be doing another card with the Ice Cream Corner Suite, and this is in the January to June mini catalog on pages 48 and 49. It comes with a stamp set and punch in a bundle, and of course there's pretty DSP, ribbon, and also some really cute sprinkles for accessories. So you can get the whole suite, you can get just the punch and the die, or punch and the stamp set, or any combination of the products. So, but they're so cute. I don't know why you wouldn't want them all. So I'm going to be making a card today that is a gift card holder, and this is a design that I adapted from a video I watched that Angie Judah had done. So I want to give her credit for the layout and the design. I changed it just a little bit, but it is a super cute card and pretty easy to put together for a gift card. It would be perfect. So I've just got a car wash card in there, but it would be perfect for, of course, like an ice cream gift card of some sort for a birthday present or something. So I'm going to set this up in the corner so you can keep an eye on it as we're going along. I'm going to show you this the stamp set first. This is the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set. We are going to be using the Happy Birthday. We're going to use the Treat Yourself, and of course the ice cream scoop of ice cream and the cone and the little grid lines to make the cone and the sprinkles for on top of the ice cream. And then I'm going to show you a sample with the popsicle as well, so you can see what that looks like. Since these are solid stamps, you're going to want to have some cushion underneath when you're stamping. So I use my Pierce mat to put a nice piece of grid paper over the top so I don't stamp right onto it. So this is just a scrap piece because we're going to be doing second generation stamping for one of the colors anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is, for the pieces of the ice cream cone that we're going to attach on the front, I just have a scrap piece of white cardstock. Now this is Whisper White. We are now transitioning to basic white. I'm going to try to stamp on here so that we're going to punch from one side to the other without punching through the ice cream. And so I did the ice cream, the cone part on this side, and then we're going to do the scoops going from left to right because it's on the right side of the punch. So I've got my ice cream, the cone part, the ice cream part on my stamp or on my block, and I'm going to start with the blue. So I'm using Balmy Blue, and I've got my ink off the screen here, and we're going to go full strength on the Balmy Blue, and I'm just going to stamp over on this edge because that's going to be the first thing we're going to punch out for the ice cream. And then I'm going to clean my ink pad off, or sorry, clean my stamp off, and then I'm going to go to the Pear Pizzazz because we're also going to use that one full strength. And we're going to head it in the same direction, and then we're going to clean it off. And then the Terracotta Tile, we're going to do half strength. So we're going to stamp one there and then put one on the paper so it's a little bit lighter. And then I also put some sprinkles on these. So I did them in the same colors. I did them full strength. Well, it doesn't matter for the blue because I did the blue full strength anyway. And just added a few sprinkles. You might not be able to see a lot of that because part of it's going to be covered up, but gives it a little bit more detail. The Terracotta Tile we'll be able to see because we'll do that full strength. And then the other thing I did was for the cone, I'm going to use the little grid lines. And this is Cinnamon Cider, and this the cone I did stamp off once too when I did this one, and we're gonna just do the cone grids in full strength as well. And I've just got my chamois on the side here that I'm cleaning my stamps off. And I'm going to close up my ink pads, the ones I'm not going to be using anymore. The one we'll be using for the greeting is terracotta tile, and I'll leave that one open to use in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take out my piercing mat to get that out of the way, and then we'll see if my punching idea worked. So we're going to do the actual cone first. Punch that. And then we're going to have to go the opposite direction and go from this end to get the ice cream cone pieces out without damaging the other one, because if we go the other direction, we'd be punching through with the cone shape. See, now here it doesn't matter because we've already punched out the cone, or punched out the ice cream. There we go. I know that's loud on the video when you do it. All right, all done with the punch. And I'm gonna just set these up towards the top because we'll be adhering everything or sticking everything together in a little bit. So the next thing I wanted to show you was all of the measurements for the card base. So you're gonna use whatever card base color you want to coordinate with your designer series paper. Of course, you can use this design for anything. So the card base, I'm going to leave this here because we have to score it. So it's the big piece is 4¼ inches by 11. And then we're going to be scoring it at 5½ and 8½. And then we've got 2 more pieces of cardstock in squares, 3¼ by 3¼ inches and 2¾ by 2¾ inches. Okay, so I'm going to put those on the side. And then we've got 2 designs of designer series paper. I've chosen the ice cream cones for the one design, and that is 4 inches by 4 inches by 2¾ and then 4 inches by 1. And I'll show you how these all layer up here. And then the second pattern is a 3 by 3 square. And then for white, we're gonna have a 4 by 4 inch square and a 2½ by 2½ inch square. Okay, so let's do the scoring on the card base first for the next step. Bring in my paper trimmer with the scoring blade. And so you're going to want to make sure you're using the scoring blade. That's the lighter gray or kind of tan one on our new blade, trimmer. And so you're going to score at 5½, which is going to be your main card size. There we go. And then you're going to move it. You're going to have to bring the arm out. You can certainly also use a scoring board if you have one. You're going to score the next line at 8½. And that's all of the scoring that we need to do. So I'll move this out of the way. Okay, so then I'm going to fold this in half. And then the place where the gift card is going to be made by this fold. So what I used to put this together, you could certainly put a line of glue on the edges here. I just used a little itty bitty piece of tear and tape on each edge. And the other thing I found is it is a little deep, so if you put this in here the whole way, it's gonna get buried in there. So what I would suggest is put a piece of tape also down here so it kind of stops the card from getting sunk down into the bottom. So maybe 1/4 inch from the bottom, I'm gonna put another piece of tape just so that it stops the card from getting lost in the pocket. And tear and tape is really tough. It's not going to pull apart or fall apart. We use it for things like boxes and bags and things, so it's going to be a little bit more structurally sound and shouldn't pull apart. So then when you put your card in there, it still goes in quite a ways when I put it in here. So you can actually probably even put it up a half an inch so that it doesn't, like I said, get buried in there. So anyway, I'll take that out for now so we can continue our decorating. So I think the first thing we'll do is put the designer series paper on the front. So you're gonna grab your first selection that has the 2 pieces that are the 4-inch high pieces, and that is going to go here and right along the edge. So, and then you can also bring in the larger white piece, so then you can kind of see where it needs to go. So this 4x4 piece is going to go here, and then your designer series paper is going to go here. So you want to space it so there's a little bit of color from the designer or from the cardstock coming through when you stick this piece down. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tape on the back side of this. Kind of just give it a nice edge around there for a border. I'm not going to tape this down yet because I'm going to stamp on it, and then I'm going to put the tape on the back side of this and put it down on the front with a nice border around. Okay, so that's those 2 pieces. The next thing I think we will do is stamp the rest of the greeting image, or greeting statement. So I'm going to use the happy birthday on the inside from the ice cream cone set, and I'm going to do that in terracotta tile, and I'm going to move the happy birthday down a bit. So that when we put this in here, it's going to be covered by this 4x4 square. So we can stick that down now. Just going to try to make sure that it's evenly spaced. There we go. And so that piece is done. For this little square, let's bring our other pieces of cardstock in. We're going to use the smaller of the 2 pieces of cardstock. So this is the 2.5 by 2.5 piece, and it's going to be layered here. We're not going to attach it quite yet because we're going to assemble our ice cream cone kind of around so we know where we're going to be stamping. So you can kind of play with where you want it to be. If you want to be curved like mine was, it kind of worked out because the square was a little bit smaller to kind of have it tipping over, and to put the treat yourself in this bottom right corner. So I'm just gonna kind of plop it in down on the bottom corner, and then we'll put the ice cream cone around it. Okay, so then I had stuck the ice cream cone itself just down directly to the paper, to the white, and hang it off the edge a little bit because then there's plenty of room to do that. And then I'm gonna stick the green one down. We're gonna go in the same order that I did, not that it matters. And then I used dimensionals for the other 2 pieces. I'm just using up the end of my dimensional pack here. we're gonna put that, this one can be evenly spaced. We'll maybe put a couple on this one. And then on the top one, I'm just gonna put it on the top edge. So the second one will have two, so it'll be evenly popped up, if that makes sense. You can kind of tilt it a little bit like it's tipping over. And then this top one is going to be kind of leaning, and it'll be flush with the second one but popped up, so it'll be stuck to the piece of white, and a little bit will be off the edge, but that'll be okay because it'll be layered onto this square. So let's also put that down. And you could have done that ahead of time. The order doesn't really matter a whole lot. Okay, so there's those two pieces. The next one we're gonna put together is the this square that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then the other designer series paper that is 3 by 3. Just layer those on top of each other. And then I put this one up on dimensionals, so we'll grab a couple more of those, or a few. This is a thicker piece of paper, so I usually do one on each corner and kind of one in the middle. These are irregular shaped ones, but okay, so then you're going to layer this piece on top of the other square. And then you're going to want to put this on top of here. So you'll want to make sure that you're only putting adhesive on this left side of the square. And you can decide where you want it laid out, but I kind of like it so that the terracotta tile cardstock layers, these two layers run parallel or kind of match up with each other. But you can certainly move it over a little bit if you want. You can kind of set it up however you want to do it. But you're going to want to make sure you're covering up the greening underneath the happy birthday. Try to center it as best we can. And there we go. Happy birthday. Treat yourself. And then you can tuck the little gift card on the inside and give it to someone as a birthday present. All right, so I was going to show you a different sample. So I used the this is the other color palette, or one of them that's in the designer series paper pack. It's Blackberry Bliss, and this is the popsicle. So it's a two-tone popsicle. You can you'll stamp one side in one color and the other side in another color, so you can make whatever color popsicles that you would want. And so I just did one like that, a treat yourself for happy birthday. So I thought that was a cute one also. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this card, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to see you come back again, and happy stamping. Have a great day.